Yeah, I like making strange noises while I'm on here.
In these difficult times, America needs a leader they can count on. And that leader is Pope Bob Iger. A Pope Bob Iger presidency means lower taxes, better schools, and Disney Plus for all Americans. He's already in the Vatican. Now, put him in the White House.
Hello, I am Pope Bob Iger. Not only do I want to be Pope, but I want to be your president. Vote for me or the Twitterati will cancel you and everyone you know.
When you cast your vote, vote for the one man who will make America the happiest place on earth. Pope Bob Iger.
I have Baby Yoda's vote. What about yours? I am Pope Bob Iger, and I am approving of this message.
It's time once again for Let's Sue Disney! Well, hello there, and welcome to another exciting episode of Let's Sue Disney. Let's meet today's contestants. Let's say hello to our returning champion. She's an Avenger, the star of Black Widow, and the latest woman to accuse Disney of unfair business practices. Meet Scarlett Johansson. She's the star of La La Land, and said yes to being in the worst idea for a Disney film since Tomorrowland and A Wrinkle in Time. Meet Emma Stone! And finally, let's meet today's challenger. She's the wife of John Krasinski, and the reason why Scarlett Johansson became Black Widow in the first place. Say hello to Emily Blunt! What does Marvel boss Kevin Feige have to say about all this? We'll find out today on Let's Sue Disney!
Feeling run down? Don't have the energy you used to? You want to put the zest back into your step? Then you need Super Mario Lizard Vitality! It's got everything you need to get your groove back! 100% guaranteed effective! Just look at what's done for me! And enter the code UNIVERSALIST at checkout to get a free subspace shipping on your order! So don't delay! Get your 30-day supply for only $29.99 Quatloos! Don't be a tool of the Galactic World Order! Get yours now! Ah!
Now streaming on Disney Plus. He was the galaxy's most feared and badass bounty hunter. That is, until he was bought by Disney. Now watch as he struggles with PTSD flashbacks and teaches a tribe of primitive natives to dance with sticks.
You put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in and you shake it all out. You do the hokey tokey and you turn yourself around.
Hokey?
That's what it's all about.
All because Kathleen Kennedy couldn't have two characters that were exactly the same. Especially after they repurposed the Boba Fett movie into The Mandalorian. Tamura Morrison returns to the role that he probably shouldn't have in Dances with Feet. Only on Disney Plus. I mean, I hope they're paying him well enough to put up with this kind of humiliation.
Like a panther. Yes? Maybe not.
Coming up on the CW, it's prom night, and love is in the air.
Until it's time to throw down!
Sam and Miguel share a tender moment.
But look who's crashing the party!
Watch as young couples share a romantic dance.
And fight! And dance fight!
Be sure to watch an extra special episode
of Kung Fu High Prom Night!
Kung Fu High. Not another show. Wednesday edition. Get the fork. Eat a chicken sandwich. It's messy. With pickles. And mustard. And tomato. And lettuce. Hamburger bun.
It's lunchtime. Bum, 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 bum. For some people, bum, 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 bum. Maybe not you. Bum, 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 bum. Depends where you are. Hi, everybody. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. How much in the morning? WNBC, 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 WNBC. How's everybody doing here? There's not a whole lot going on.
You go to California and buy lotto tickets.
Go do that. How much is it worth?
I don't know. What's the Powerball at?
I don't know.
Let's look up the Powerball.
Hold on. We'll look at the Powerball. Ooh.
That's something to do today.
Oh, hold on.
We're bored.
Hold on. The state doesn't have a Powerball?
No, you gotta go to California.
Well, Powerball.
But
Powerball.
or Arizona.
What is closer? Powerball. Jackpot is 206 million. Estimated jackpot. Okay, well that's not chump change. So even if you take the lump sum, which is probably about 135, that's more than enough. That's more than enough.
Gonna buy that house down the street is for sale.
Oh yeah. How's everybody doing? Let's see who's in the chat. Senior Sticks is in the chat. Anthony Way is in the chat. Michael Bashir's girlfriend in surgery, so I'm waiting in the waiting room for her. Good, you got a video for me to watch. Thank you. Oh well, hey, I'm happy to do my part. So, hope she gets better. Hope it's nothing too serious. Hope it's something she could bounce back from pretty readily. Andrew Helm is in the chat. Techie Manth is in the chat. Dark Winter is in the chat. Newly unemployed Kurtzman is in the chat. I like that. Pegleg Pete is in the chat. Pegleg Pete, let's see. Techie Mantis, I said that. Thomas S is in the chat. Gibson Custom Shop is good. Well, Gibson Custom Shop, yes, it's very good, but that's very expensive. Who else is in the chat? Everybody, if you're lurking in the chat, say hello. We don't bite. Well, I don't bite at least. Well, not hard. Depending if you like it or not. I think that's a little too suggestive for this time of day. Well, Radio 101, you probably should eat on air, but I never worked in radio, so it doesn't apply to me. Oh, Professor Genki's also in the chat. How are you doing, Professor Genki? Everybody, hi, everybody. This is me. So I can see you. You there. I can see you. So scary, isn't it? Oh, that's the smudge on the screen. I thought that was wiping a thing there. I wonder what it's like to touch your elbow with your hand. With this hand. You know, you can't, it's impossible. Well, I have to settle for this and that. Yeah. Rob on camera. How you doing, everybody? How's it going? How do you like my cool shirt? That's cool. MLB Samurai. So anyway, how's everybody doing? Round one, yes. Courtesy of round one.
Oh, it's Wednesday. Dave & Buster's half price.
Yes, there's also that. So anyway, how's everybody doing? I can only hope so. The newly unemployed Kurtzman. I can only hope so.
Well, Kurtzman's still got his man photos show. They're still trying to will Section 31.
He's not going to want for anything, sadly.
Yeah, unemployed Kurtzman's still better off than employed Mecca.
So if everyone, please go check out Mecca's channel. She has a video that's doing very well there about the whole Little Mermaid thing. And my take on the whole Little Mermaid thing is like, hey, come on. You knew that someone was going to, with technology, this was only a matter of time before that was going to happen.
That guy got banned, too.
That guy got banned from Twitter.
Yeah.
Why? He didn't. Did he do? Well, he didn't say anything bad. Well, no, the guy who actually did it didn't. The guy who first posted it, maybe. But Budget Kurtzen is always going to fail upwards. Yeah, that's Hollywood. That's Hollywood these days. Everybody fails. People fail upwards. When was the last time you heard somebody getting fired in Hollywood? This guy is out. It had to be someone. Nobody gets fired unless Kathleen Kennedy is doing the firing. It seems. Josh Trank, he got fired. Lord and Miller got fired. The guys Dan and Dave, Benioff and Weiss, they got fired. When was the last? Seriously, no. That's actually.
Well, they said they quit, and then they walked back into got fired. So.
But that's actually a very good question. That's actually a very good question. I'm posing to you now in the chat. I want you to come up with everybody listening to come up with as many different euphemisms as you can for being fired. We're going to do that. We're going to come up with as many different euphemisms as we can for being fired. Just post at will. For different, and the funnier, the better. Gina Carano got fired. Well, technically, no, they didn't renew her contract.
And they were looking for a reason for her for a while.
She must have had.
Hate sexism for
Yeah.
until they realized she was right wing.
Gina Carano got fired. She didn't. Let go. Okay. Shake hand. Okay. I have to ask a question in my office. You have been terminated. Hit the bricks. That's another one. Hit the bricks. Hitting the bricks. Expol. Yeah, I can't pronounce that. Canned, pink slipped. Shown the door. Clean out the desk. He asked that I show him the door. Well, I refused to show him the door. I got Roberto Orchid. Shit can is that's a military term, I think. That's military because when you had to go. I think that was an old army term. Good, you got canned. Canned. And go to the can is an army term, too. Terminated. I was told once your employment has been surplused. I said, just tell me you're getting rid of me, okay? That's just please don't dance around it. I did. Yeah, your employment has been surplused. Go talk to Rob, and he's going to fire you. No. Given the JJ treatment, yeah, you've
I guess they got Snyder, and now they're not happy about it.
You got Zack Snyder.
No, they have him, but they're not happy about it.
Yeah,
they're like toxic fans and they're all bots and bullshit.
Yeah. So anyway, why is that trending? I woke up and I looked at Twitter, and Boris and Natasha are trending for no reason. I've said, okay, fine. Hey, you don't have to tell me twice. I freaking love Boris and Natasha. Are you kidding me? Come, Natasha. You must catch moose and squill. So, this doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about here. Just, hey, fuck. I keep saying that. Listen, Rocky and Bullwinkle is probably one of the funniest television programs of the 20th century. Yeah, and yeah, it's a cartoon, and yeah, it's you could say it was made for kids.
It really wasn't, though.
Well, I'm getting to that point. You are too white. Your position has been deemed cost inefficient. And Nicole Millat is in the chat. Or Milo. Your position has been axed. Yet. But let me tell you something about Rocky and Bullwinkle. Okay. A little bit of history lesson. First of all, it started as originally the concept was, I believe, a television station that was being run by a group of animals, and Rocky and Bullwinkle were part of that. And then eventually it kind of evolved as like, well, listen, just get rid of the television station and just keep Rocky and Bullwinkle. We'll just work on that. And it's sort of in that, and it was the height of the Cold War. It was Russia, obviously, they don't say they're from Russian, but there's some Pennsylvania, Boris from Pennsylvania, but they're Russian. Come on. Really? You need to Boris Badenov? Name like Boris. You're telling me he's not Russian? Yeah, Thomas is downsized. That's another one. So anyway, different Rocky. Never mind. You've been Joe Biden. Okay. But they really, and the only reason I'm talking about this, listen, I'll talk Rocky Bullwinkle all day, but the only reason I'm talking about this now is because, like I said, I saw it trending, and they really did a lot of very sophisticated humor on that show. Yes, it was a quote unquote kids show, but they broke the fourth wall. They did a lot of very adult jokes. They did a whole satire of the Civil War. War between the states. Did you like the movie Rocky and Bullwinkle? I didn't see it. From what I know, it was started out good. Doug from Channel Awesome talked about it. It started out, this is a typical Rocky and Bullwinkle episode. He's like, hey, this is pretty good. Then they brought them into the real world. And that never works well. That seldom works well. So, but when I lived in LA, occasionally I would go to Jay Ward's store on Sunset. Oh, that must be cool. Piper Paraboo was hot in it. Oh, okay, Piper Paraboo. I'll take your word for that. Not an unattractive lady. What was she in Piper Paraboo? I don't remember. I'm having trouble remembering what she was in. So, okay, but like I said, they made a lot of jokes about a very adult, sophisticated humor. They did a whole thing about college football, about how the guys who go to college and play football, they're given softball classes. They did a whole thing about they would do jokes about, they would do political satire. They would do, they needed a jet. They needed jet fuel. They didn't have jet fuel. And so Rocky says, we have this, the congressional record. Well, what good's that going to do us? Well, what's a jet engine? Hot air. This is full of hot air. So, they went to go, Boris and Natasha went to go spray Congress with goof gas. Mr. Speaker, I propose a $28 million committee to find out why the government is spending so much money. They said, come, Natasha, we don't need to spray them. Why not, Boris Darling? Because they've already been sprayed. We go to take Washington. Boris, isn't it hard to take Washington? No, it's easy. They look at the headline on the newspaper. Boston takes Washington 7-2. See, anyone could take Washington. They made a lot of baseball jokes. Yeah, well, baseball was king at the time. Yeah, 50s and 60s. Baseball, geez. National religion, baseball. So, yeah, but Boris but like I said, it's actually, like I said, you go back and watch it now. There's jokes I get that are hysterical that I didn't get when I was a kid. And really, that's kind of what it should be. Upsidasium, yeah. Upsidasium. Mr. Big was a little teeny guy. He cast a big shadow. Fearless Leader was was a German bad guy from World War II. So anyway, we talked. Have we talked enough Rocky and Bullwinkle? I don't know. Have we? Well, we could always talk more Rocky and Bullwinkle later. We could always talk more about it later. So anyway, how is everyone doing? Nicole Millard is in the chat below. Humor that currently Hollywood and company would not now understand. That's true. It's true. Previous leader was Robert De Niro. Yeah. Be with us for our next. Yes. Be with us next time. Be with us for our next exciting episode. Let us drink to the ruby or stoned again. Pardon me. There you go. That's just another example. I love the alternate. And when I started with the other guys, I would say that as a way to wrap the show. Be with us next time for for another exciting episode. And I would give 2 alternate titles. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's Rocky and Bullwinkle. What Rocky? Rocky and Bullwinkle. What is that? Rocky and Bullwinkle. That's Moose and the Squirrel, the cartoon from the 60s. And I think it was Jay Ward. There's an interesting. I think it was Jay Ward. He went to the State Department or something. He went to Washington D.C. somewhere. He was lobbying for it was purely as a goof, for statehood for Frostbite Falls. And he happened to do it on the night of the Cuban Missile Crisis broke out, and they were not appreciative of the situation. Yeah, well, Frostbite Falls. Well, he wanted official recognition. So anyway, Rob, thoughts on Star Wars Tale of the Jedi trailer? Don't not that crazy about it. Listen, if you're into that, great, but it's didn't see anything that got me excited. Said, "Oh, AT Derivative Jill is in the chat. How are you doing?" That sounds like a Material Issue album. Case in point, Rocky and Bullwinkle friends were part of my childhood, but today, I find friends immature and unwatchable. I can still watch Rocky and Bullwinkle any day right now. There used to be I'm trying to track down the station called Letters. There was a TV station. I think they're based out of Long Island. They're a UHF channel. And back in the 80s, we didn't get cable throughout the entire house, at least. Maybe one room, maybe 2 rooms. Back when cable was, affordable. But we had little, rooms had a television, they usually had an antenna. And there was a station, I think the call letters were WHHT or WWHT. UHF channel 18. I remember they were channel 18. I think they were based out of like Hempstead, Long Island or somewhere, Nassau County or something like that. They used to run Monday through Friday, Rocky and Bullwinkle at 11 p.m. Summertime, you turn on, 11 o'clock, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Watch Rocky and Bullwinkle before Carson. You got to stay up late because it was summer. Rocky, Bullwinkle, Carson, Letterman. There's a power trio. I think it was, like I said, WWHT or WHHT. Channel 18, Long Island. Anyway, so that's my fond memory of one of my fond memories. Rocky and Bullwinkle stayed with me even then. So anyway, let's talk about something else. I've talked about Rocky and Bullwinkle for about 15 minutes. I have the feeling anything Disney now has been tainted. Well, you're not that far off. We had a grammatical error. That's okay. Anti-derivative Jill, you're allowed to have those. So let's go here. We're going to go to Twitter for a second. And this actually is a part of the promotional campaign for She-Hulk. And big shout out to Master of the TDS who brought this to my attention. He's got a good channel. You don't know. Well, anyway, he brought this to my attention. He circulated this image, and this is part of the She-Hulk thing. I get, from my understanding, Daredevil is going to be on it this week. Now, apart from this image looking kind of bad, other than that, listen, it's for those who are going to complain about the color of the costume. He did wear yellow for a time, like maybe 5 issues, and then someone, Stan Lee originally created Daredevil. He looked like this. Not that it matters to him. He was blind. So, but he looked like that. And then someone said to him, Stan, come on, you have a character named Daredevil. He's wearing yellow. He goes, okay, well, should be wearing red. Okay, red. And it was that arbitrary. Not that arbitrary, but like I said, Charlie Cox is Daredevil. He's like the fourth Daredevil I remember. It was Rex Smith was in the Incredible Hulk, Trial of the Incredible Hulk movie. He used to do those K-Tel commercials. Then there's Ben Affleck, of course. Who else was Daredevil? Charlie Cox was Daredevil. There was one more Daredevil. I can't remember. I think 4 actors are playing. 3 actors? Could it be 3 actors or 4 actors? My memory fails me. My memory is failing.
There's a baby panda. Turn the sound on.
Oh, baby panda? Where's the baby panda? Oh, there's a baby panda. We're going to see something cute.
He's getting a little checkup.
Oh, he's getting a checkup. Oh, look at baby panda. Doctor. Oh, look at the baby panda. Look at the baby panda. Oh, he's going squeakies. Look, baby panda is getting checked. Oh, they're going to take his temperature. Oh, they're putting it in a bad place. I've been violated. Oh, that's so cute. So anyway, like I said, there was an animated Daredevil. Yeah, there was an animated Daredevil on Spider-Man, the animated series. There was a version of Daredevil in a Spider-Man video game. I remember that. There was also an unreleased Daredevil video game that was supposed to be on PS2. That looked interesting. Somebody actually played it. Okay, but the whole thing is this. Okay, they're never going to bring back the red suit. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But the red suit does. If they bring back the red suit, they're going to have to change it because of the whole. They're probably going to have to differentiate between Netflix's Daredevil, even though it's the same actor. Okay, well, this is their version. This is our version of Daredevil. They're probably going to make him but really, how much can you differentiate? Let me see. But my big fear is, listen, and I've been saying this for the past week, that I think Daredevil, I think a lot of Marvel characters and properties are incompatible with the Disney brand. Now, what do you mean? What do I mean by that? I'm not going to say, too dull, mature, dark and gritty. Okay. But Daredevil is one of those properties that is a bit edgier than the rest of Marvel. I mean, Captain America can have some dark moments. Wolverine certainly has some dark moments, but I mean, you have a character that literally tried to kill one of his enemies. Bullseye. After Bullseye stabbed Elektra through the chest with a sigh, and she literally died in Matt Murdock's arms. Oh, thank you, Cesaro Japan. She literally died in Matt Murdock's arms. Daredevil he straight up went to kill. He was going to kill Bullseye. I don't remember. And then you have this famous panel, and I have the comic. Yeah, this famous panel where Daredevil is dangling Bullseye off the side of a building. And that was like, and Ben Affleck actually has written about this, about why he loves Daredevil. And listen, you can criticize Ben Affleck for a lot of things, okay? One of them you can't criticize him for is not being a fan. Because he actually did do a fairly good job playing Matt Murdock. I mean, he had an impossible script to deal with. But I did like his version of Matt Murdock. And I liked his version of Daredevil. He did things that are out of character, but you know what? I can't blame him for that because, again, he had an impossible script to deal with. And he was just, okay, read this. Okay, fine. Now, here's the panel in question. This is after a pretty long battle. And you see Bullseye has Elektra's Psy here. No, you won't save me, not like before. Kill you, I'll kill you. And he's trying to stab Bullseye. You'll kill no one ever again. He drops him like 5 stories. He lands on his spine. He crippled him. It was like, whoa, it was one of the first times a quote unquote good guy did a bad thing. Daredevil, a series on Netflix, was really good. Still not finished. Yes, it was very good. Take it, reason not seeing the new Ghost Rider or Punisher series. No, I haven't seen it. And there was always this, there was actually that one line from season 2 of Daredevil when the Punisher had him tied up. You're just one bad day away from being me. I'm like, that is true. Matt Murdock is a guy that could very easily be pushed over the edge. And the whole point of the character is he straddles that line between what's right in his heart and doing wrong. And he gets pushed over, just pushed slightly, but then he reels it back. And he has to try to justify what he does with his faith and, being a staunch Catholic and, the quote unquote good Catholic boy. And every woman Matt Murdock has been involved with has turned up dead. Karen Page, Elektra, Heather Glenn. Not a good track record. Yes, Disney should reactivate Touchstone. Well, you know what they could do. You just bury the Disney logo. Just put a little teeny tiny Disney logo in the corner. Don't even put a little teeny tiny, whatever the minimum you can get away with is. Put the Disney. If you didn't want to get your hands dirty by having this property, then let me ask you a question. Why did you buy it? Did you buy it sight unseen, not knowing what it was?
Probably.
That's what it seems like.
Oh, that's popular with kids.
And they bought they bought Marvel and they bought Star Wars to appeal to boys. So what happens? Let's make it appeal to girls. Yeah, but we already have stuff for girls. Nah, we need to make it appeal to girls. Seems antithetical to what the purpose was. Why is Daredevil? Rolando G's in the chat. Why is Daredevil on the Jennifer Walters Circus show? Well, you know what? My personal opinion is take that for what it's worth, which is not a whole lot. Get people to watch it. Yeah. I don't think they probably don't think that Jennifer Walters is a strong enough character to stand on her own, which is why, especially with this crew writing, it's because it's all been grievance. It's all been grievance. It's the same reason why I get it now. Either, like I said, it's either she can't stand on her own, or they're trying to mix in some cameos of different characters to introduce, to bring them into the MCU, or both. But it's, they killed two birds with one stone. I don't want you to think that this is just this is a cameo show. I want you to remember who this actually is. Yeah, like you were ever going to forget. Let's forget. So Jennifer Walters, like I said, Jennifer Walters is just such an unlikable you know what. I know it's only been 4 episodes. And I know it's only been, like I said, 4 episodes and, wongers, and the whole thing with Madison with a Y and 2 N's. Again, that only shows me that this crew writing is just more interested in grievance. It's all they do. They want grievance. It's just grievance. Oh, it's so hard to be a woman. Dating sucks. Men are scum. Men are idiots. But now, like I said, Daredevil, Matt Murdock is... I'm curious to what they're going to do to Matt Murdock. I really am. And the fact that you're bringing Matt Murdock in, yeah, he's a lawyer, but, he's just specifically saying that Daredevil's coming in. And now that only has me trying to believe that you think that... I don't... Oh, Tiki Mantis is off to bed. Good night, Tiki Mantis. The stream's going to be up later if you want to listen to the whole thing. Have a good night, buddy. I do not like her attitude on the show. She's being pompous female. She's a diva. This character, Jennifer She-Hulk. Well, like I said, it's being written by women who are in their 30s and who all they do is men are horrible. Men are terrible. It's so hard being a woman. It's so hard dating. Yada, yada, blah, 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 blah. Wah, 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 wah. Oh, my God. Nobody respects me in my job. Oh, my God. It's so tough. I got catcalled. Again, grievances. And the dating. Oh, it's so hard to date. It's so, so hard to date in her 30s. And yet she picks up this guy as She-Hulk. Or Shulky, like that's a thing. She picks up this guy, She-Hulk. She doesn't tell him, hey, listen, you know what? I revert back to Jen when I'm sleeping. So I hope that's not going to be a problem for you. I know you're dating She-Hulk, but I hope that's not going to be a problem for you. Here, let me show you. And then when he walks out, oh, that sucks. Oh, men are scum. Wah, 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 wah. You're being disingenuous with them. I don't think they're wine. Like I said, they're not wine moms. They're women in their 30s who are, I don't want to say they can't adult, but they've never progressed past this whole high school thing. And they're trying to get back at the popular girl. They're trying to get back at the popular girl. Because Madison, the party girl Madison, is an example of that. Madison, with the 2 N's, is what they see as being wrong. She's partying, she's having fun. Oh my God, I can't believe she's probably gonna end up like with a rich husband. It was a trophy wife. She doesn't know much. She doesn't say much. And to people like Dana Schwartz and Jessica Gao and Kat Koira, she's the problem. Oh my God, she's making us look bad. So anyway, like I said, listen. Obviously, like I said, Disney is incompatible right now with Star Wars and Marvel. Now, what can be done with it? They're not going to sell. But again, if you don't want to get your hands dirty, you want to preserve this image of being nice, family friendly. Okay, then you know what? Put these shows on Hulu. Put the shows on Hulu. Have a special 18 and over section of Disney Plus. Because that just makes me cringe. Is when I see the Disney Plus logo over Daredevil. It made me cringe when I saw the Disney Plus logo over Get Back. Yeah, because you think the Beatles, you think not all the Beatles, that's pure family. No, the Beatles were like edgy. That was like a really kind of edgy documentary, And Disney wanted to censor out the F words and the smoking from the Get Back documentary. Peter Jackson, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, and the estates of George Harrison and John Lennon, everybody. Yoko Olivia Harrison.
Yeah, she said no.
They all said, "Don't you dare! No, you're going to leave it in." Well, we want it. No. This is what we did. This is what you're going to show. That's that's real. I mean, that's more real than anything. You're seeing people in their most exposed moments.
Yeah, they want the realism from the Little Mermaid now.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Underwater sequences.
Yeah.
Can't see.
I mean, like I said, we're not going to show any video from Get Backs because that's the Beatles are very litigious about that. So, but let me see. They're smoking. Like I said, they wanted to take away all the smoking scenes, any reference to say cigarettes or anything. Again, so, but like I said, these are real people. Real people smoke cigarettes. Okay. If you're not showing that, then you know what? You're being dishonest. I hate saying it like that. It's not an accurate portrayal. There's images of like I said, it was the 60s too. Nobody, cigarettes were pretty harmless back then. Yeah, Get Back documentary gets a smoking warning from Disney Plus, the World Times. Like I said, it's really stupid. It is absolutely stupid. This whole thing, and I've said before, I've said years ago that you can't have everything be sanitized 100%. You need a little dirt. You need a little sleaze. Like when Leela said when the whole when they supposedly went to heaven in one of the later episodes of Futurama, where's the sleaze? The whole thing about Bender, I'll make my own moon colony with blackjack and hookers, and it's gonna be way better. And that's the big problem I have with a lot of stuff now is you're trying to sanitize it. No, don't sanitize it. Oh, well, no, you have to. I'm like, no. People need to see sometimes the unfiltered version. People need to see the unfiltered version. They can make up their own. They can make up their own minds whether or not they want to watch it. And if they do choose to watch it, it's on them. You've been warned. This has X, Y, and Z in it.
Star Wars. Did they censor out Owen and Beru's charred remains? Because they're probably going to do that. McClunky. They censored out Daryl Hannah's butt cheeks. It's just a pair of cheeks. What's the big deal? It's a pair of cheeks. It's quite a nice pair of cheeks. We all have it. We all have them. There's nothing dirty about it. Nothing naughty. No, we can't show that. We can't show that. So you're going to cover it up? You're going to pretend it doesn't exist? And this moment here, they're going to pretend that this moment never happened. If it comes down to it, they'll show Daredevil pulling Bullseye up. Not everyone has a butt. Well, that's true. That's true. A certain... just saw in the Twitter, Amazon Rings failure will trigger a global economic depression. Well, they got a lot of money tied up in it. We do need dirt. We do absolutely. How do you build up an immunity? How do you build up an immunity? Your body has an immune system, but you build up an immunity to something by exposing yourself to it. You build up an immunity by going out there. Now listen, and sometimes your immune system needs a little boost. Okay. Yeah. You can't expose yourself to stepping on rusty nails over and over again. So you need a little help with that. Okay. You need a little tetanus shot. Need a little help. You go, hey doc, I need a little something. I need my flu shot. Oh, here you go. Okay. Yeah, your immune system needs a little help every once in a while. Got to take care of yourself. But you know what? If people don't get exposed to this kind of stuff, and there's times and places for this kind of thing. There are times and places for that kind of thing. Are you going to show this to a 4-year-old? No. Would you take a 4-year-old to see Jaws? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You didn't do it back in the 70s. You don't do it now. When they start to get maybe 10, 11 years old, maybe then you make that decision. Say, hey, kid wants to see Jaws. What do we do? Yeah, well, hey, listen, you explain, hey, this movie's actually pretty scary. Do you still want to see it? Some bad things happen. So will She-Hulk do Daredevil right? Probably not. I am not hopeful. George Carlin said it best. Yes, you got to give your immune system practice. 4-year-old could see Jaws, Shark Week. Well, my nephew's 5, and he loves sharks. So he's in for a rude awakening when he sees Jaws. Educational and entertaining. I remember it was a big deal back when I was a kid, and you used to see, tonight on the ABC Thursday night movie. Sean Connery is Ian Fleming's Agent 007, James Bond, in the movie that started it all. Don't miss Dr. No. He's like, ooh, Dr. No's on. I used to watch James Bond movies with my parents. Parental discretion is advised. Yeah, parental discretion is advised. What happened to those words? Parental discretion is advised. Parental discretion is advised. I remember that. Parental discretion is advised. Parental guidance suggested. Hey, there's some stuff in here that might be a little too much for your kiddies. We're leaving it to the parents to decide. We're just going to show a movie. Can't object to us for doing that. A lot of parents got stupid and lazy. That's right. That's right. They did. They got stupid and lazy, and both.
Now we don't. Oh, we can't have. Listen, and I understand on Call of Duty. A lot of countries in Europe, Germany in particular, which is a very large video game market and stuff like that. They don't want that kind of imagery, the World War II bad guy imagery. And there was an episode of Star Trek that was banned in Germany for years. A lot of countries said, "Listen, we don't need that kind of thing proliferating." Okay, and that has more to do with it being like a rallying point than actual censorship. I don't know what goes on in German school systems, but I'm sure they teach about that. Tiny Pearson's in the chat. How you doing, Tiny Pearson? But this whole denial, like, oh no, we have to have, listen, the whole thing about, and I got into a debate with this, and this leads into the whole diversity thing. And I'm going to segue to here. I'm going to segue here into something else about this whole thing about diversity. Oh, you can be diverse. Okay, you can be diverse, but you know what? Someone once asked me one time, can't Indiana Jones be Indiana Jones if he was black? And I said, well, okay, it doesn't work. And this has to do with Disney too, because they're the ones doing this. Like I said, The Little Mermaid, they're trying to sanitize everything, trying to make everything one big happy rainbow. And someone asked me, someone said to me, Indiana Jones is still Indiana Jones if he's black. I said, no, he's not. First of all, a black man probably wouldn't be able to get into World War II Germany. Second, how does he disguise himself as a bad guy? Yes, we're all well aware of those famous World War II German all-black regiments. They did that one time on the second Dirty Dozen movie that actually came out. He says, they had a black guy with him. Said, what are you doing? You planning on making me a human sacrifice? Take a look outside. I don't see anybody who looks like me. Woody Strode could have pulled it off. All right, but that brings us to another point. I mean, this whole thing with Disney trying to sanitize everything, but and they're doing it. They do stuff under the banner of diversity. I mean, there is another reason they're doing it, and this is a reason I've been saying for a while too. Is it about diversity? Is it about really showing the world as the world that we live in, reflecting? No. They feel allegedly. Now, this is from an insider. This is from Bounding into Comics. Now, they feel that there's huge untapped markets out there, and this is apparently what the insider claims. Thanks to Bounding into Comics, Spencer Bakuli wrote this piece. Rumor, alleged insider claims Marvel Studios' diversity push meant to recoup financial losses from brand death in China. Now, I find that a little hard to believe because because China doesn't really they're not billions of dollars market yet for American movies. And the amount of people they're going to get to see a movie in the US, I don't think it recoups that market. But anyway, according to alleged insider, Marvel Studios' recent diversity push is not intended to send a message of denigration towards the acceptable target demographic of straight white men, but rather cynically squeeze what extra money that can be squeezed from American audiences in order to make up for the fact that their sales in China are going less spectacularly than they expected, to the point where the brand is pretty much, quote unquote, dead within the borders of the communist country. The supposed insider provided their insight into Marvel's death spiral to noted Disney scooper WDW Pro. Shout out to him, who in turn scrubbed their message of identifying info and published its contents to Disney-centric news outlet That Park Place. Prompted to share their information after finding themselves impressed with the scooper's previous sharing of an alleged Disney insider's explanation as to why the company's Marvel and Star Wars toy sales are flailing, the Marvel Insider informed WDW Pro the new stuff isn't selling. What new stuff might that be? Could it be Eternals? Could it be Shang-Chi?
Could it be Captain People? America's ex-wife, or as they call it in China, her the Baizul. What's going on right now with Marvel is the same thing that happened with Star Wars, they explain. It's a vicious loop. It all comes down to two big factors, China and ego. Expanding upon this assertion, the insider revealed Marvel is dead in China. Not the brand, the sales. As the Chinese government wants to play hardball, wants to cut off the MCU from their box office. It's all politics and propaganda, they said. They want the biggest movies made in China, playing in China. Oh, that's understandable. They have their own film industry, the Chinese. And they've said that if we want to see Chinese people in a movie, we'll go see a Chinese production. It's only stands to reason. Listen. Take a look at the nations that have good big in film industries. Well, China, Hong Kong. Hong Kong's not a nation, but work with me here. Japan. Italy has a very big film industry. India has a huge film industry. Enormous film industry. Probably second biggest. France has a big film industry. Italy has a big film industry. Big for their nations. The UK has a big film industry. Denmark has a big film. They're not really a huge film industry, but they have a sizable enough. So does Sweden. Norway makes movies. A lot of countries make movies. Lots of countries make movies. Okay? Now, it stands to reason that if they go to see a movie, talk about people in China now. If audiences in China go see a movie and have, when they go see a big American movie, who do they want to see? They want to see big American stars. I had a guy, I talked to a guy about this. A guy was from the UK. He used to run trivia night where I used to go. I asked him about when he was a kid in the 70s and 80s. He's about my age. How long would it take for them to get an American release? Said maybe about a month, a few weeks, a month. I said, you guys have a big film industry. He goes, yeah, we have a big film industry, but sometimes we want to see big American movies. And when we're going to see a big American movie, we want to see a big American star. They want to see Clint Eastwood. They want to see, now they want to see Will Smith. They want to see Angelina Jolie. They want to see who's big. They want to see Tom Hanks. He's about as big as we have, biggest stars we have now, anyway. They want to see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. They want to see movies that they can wrap their heads around. A lot of times it's movies. They like action movies too. They like action movies. Why do you think the Eternals failed? It wasn't an action movie. A bunch of people standing around. Beautiful, isn't it? My name's Icarus. That's not what I asked you, dick bag. Now, I'm not saying you need to cast Will Smith as Shang-Chi. But you know what? Hey, you know what? But you got to do better. Expanding upon the assertion, this insider revealed Marvel is dead in China, not the brand. Okay, we covered that. It's all politics propaganda. Okay, they want the biggest movies made in China, playing in China. But what was the driving force behind Marvel's strategy for a decade? We were supposed to get to finish in the Infinity Stone saga, saturate Western markets. Then growth was in Beijing. Now we're locked down. Well, okay, there you go. The Infinity Stone saga, the Infinity Saga. What are you working towards now? Oh, Secret Invasion. But you're not doing that. You're not doing that, at least not in the movies. The movies are meandering aimlessly, okay? Can anyone Anyone point to something. Now, Drax not Drax. Who's in? No, not Drax. Kang the Conqueror is supposed to be the big bad. Kang the Conqueror. I'm like, well, no, we've had no indication of Kang the Conqueror. We see a spaceship in She-Hulk. Oh, well, it's Sakarans. I'm like, oh, secret event. You never mentioned it. You never mention it. And this gets back to quality, too. Then the insider drew the comparison, the same as Star Wars, but a different reason. Lucasfilm mismanaged Star Wars in China, made it all too hard to get into for an audience that was new. So that killed the market. You know what? They could have released the original movies in China. Why didn't you? Rather than just hey, here's these movies. Why couldn't you prime the pump? For Marvel, Beijing has a vendetta against us. We got too big, and the communist hand has slapped us down. So now we have to find a new place to grow. That's why we pushed hard into diversity. Moving to explain their use of quotation marks around the term diversity in their message, the insider informed WDW Pro, diversity at Marvel doesn't mean what you think it means. It isn't races, religions, and disabilities. Diversity is equal with representation. So the idea was that after Black Panther, we could put into representation on everything to make up for the China loss, they said. Their eyes got bigger than their proverbial stomach. They said Marvel's supposed battle plans. Not all of it. Not all of it, but also we aren't supposed to represent everything and everyone. We don't do Christians or Jews. We don't do strong male white leads in heroic spots. They acknowledge. They acknowledge the elephant in the room, though this was followed by the surprising revelation that it's not that those are bad. Those are bad at Marvel going forward. It's that we're told we already have a market for those groups. Why make more of something when you can slow burn your big stuff for those demographics and parents keep buying them at the same rate they proposed? Eventually, the insider got to the main reason that they wanted to reach out to WDW Pro, warning the scooper, representation and diversity are political. That's why I'm worried, along with others, that this is going down the Star Wars black hole. They don't mean to make it political. They're just political, and they don't know it, they claimed. They don't leave their bubbles. Well, that's true. That is true. That is true. I mean, how many of these directors say, well, I have a black man I have a black superhero in my movie. Oh, yeah. Well, I have a quadriplegic Filipino lesbian in mine. Oh, well done. It's all just woke points. Trying to score woke points. Instead of doing stuff new based on race or sex, we have to do it based on behaviors. Then in meetings, we're told behaviors are representations. It's not enough to have diversity based on background. We have to have diversity based on the way people act, the insider added. Why do you think She-Hulk is how it is? They're trying to create a new Marvel market for neo-feminist women. Oh, yeah, that's going good. We're trying to grow in every direction all at once and have the belief the old fans will stick through all this. So you're trying to recruit the blue-haired feminists. I hate using that term. While trying to keep the existing fans on the treadmill. Well, the existing fans are getting turned off. Unfortunately for Marvel, the insider asserted that isn't the case. They know they can't hide it. They said the flops have been gigantic embarrassments. People are turning to Disney Plus to get Marvel shows the way it was planned. Same time, they aren't willing to change because this is a Feige strat, and is all about his ego. He doesn't want to be known as the greatest IP manager of all time. They affirmed he wants to be known as the greatest studio head ever, creative, financial, and everything. But the Feige strat is failing. The insider continued. Everyone knows it. Your toy expert knows it. Our partners know it. But then people, when the phones are away, will ask, why aren't you adjusting? Why don't you get back to what works? That comes down to ego. Well, like I said, you want to prove what your way is going to be right. Okay, I got to get up a second. I'm going to play a quick ad. I'm going to get up a second. Hey, Sanguine Links, how you doing? I'm going to play a quick ad, and I'm going to hit the men's room. I got to do that. Okay, we're going to play a 1-minute ad, and here we go.
Need a new car? Looking for that business vehicle or ornaments to conquer a small nation? At Cobra Commander's Shop Auto Sales, we want to put you in your next vehicle. We have everything to meet your work, family, or military needs. Check out this His Tank. It can be yours for no money down and only $2.99 a month. Need something more versatile? How about this Stinger Jeep? Fully armored, missile launcher included. Only 40,000 miles, most of which are non-combat. We've also got Rattlers, Night Ravens, and the all-new Ford Escape. And now we're offering 0 payments for 6 months, or until Destro can formulate a plan to take over the banks. Remember, at Cobra Commander's Shop Auto Sales, we're not just a car dealer. We're an evil terrorist organization determined to rule the world. And we're certified by the Better Business Bureau. So come on down to Cobra Commander's Shop Auto Sales for a test drive on Route 1 in Springfield. Follow the signs and the bomb craters. Free balloons for the kids. Come on down! Cobra!
Alrighty. Had to use the facility here. Sorry about that, everyone, but nature calls. So anyway, where was I? Feige strat is failing. You should consider new wiring and new humbuckers. Yeah. Sent you a thing on Twitter about HBO canceling 40 shows. Oh wow. Where was I? Okay. Feige thinks he can hold out long enough to build the new markets with all the DEI on screen. Then he thinks he can buy back the old fans with huge spending sprees for multiverse stuff. They said nothing that Feige plans to bring back everybody they can get in the coming Secret Wars building phase of the MCU, save Robert Downey Jr., with whom they allege Disney's relationship has soured. The insider admitted that though it will work for a while, the company is ultimately just putting bandages on the boat. When Hugh Jackman Wolverine shows up through a portal, fans will go nuts, like for Spider-Man, they predicted. But then what? That's the Star Wars problem. We're going to blow everything on getting the fans back, but the holes will still be there. That's true. Luke shows up. Unky Luke shows up. And they will have, Unky Luke shows up, takes away Baby Yoda, and they still have the same problems. Now the problems are worse. Because now you have Reva. You have nothing. Obi-Wan was a disaster. Boba Fett was a disaster. You still have the same problems. That's the Star Wars one. We're going to blow the holes will still be there. After we spend all this money, all this investment, Feige will still push the new stories so he can change his legacy. Drawing their message to an end, the insider offered 2 asides to WDW Pro. First, explaining that CEO Bob Chapek says he wants to get the company out of politics. He doesn't want out of politics the way you guys think. He wants Disney out of policy, but he wants to go hard at the representation we talked about, they clarified. Only one direction, though. It's money. They already have a white market, the Christian market, the moderates market, and they don't boycott. Well, they don't boycott, but they'll get tired of it. They'll get tired of this. At least they didn't. At least they did it. Strategy might change now that we're seeing a drop. Of course, they're going to see a drop. Listen, however, despite the suggestion that a boycott from such demographics may have an effect on Disney's direction, such pressure would not apply to the company's LGBT plus activism, as even if Chapek wants Disney out of Politico sausage making, he wants into the alphabet issues. He wants into behavior stuff. That's where they believe new markets are. They claimed they want Disney Plus ratios up. They want single women merch sales up. Right there. That's She-Hulk. Right there. Single women merch sales. That's She-Hulk. Are they going to buy it? No. And here's why. Because they look at this stuff. They may buy some Funkos, but they look at this stuff and say, ew, that's too nerdy. They're not going to buy it on a regular basis. Second, offering an answer to the question, why does Disney allow Feige's current strategy to continue if he's doing so poorly? The insider revealed that the Marvel producer is allowed to persist in his current ways because he has Chapek at his side in the form of Bob's son, Brian. It pisses off so many people that at the studio because it's blatant nepotism, they said. But if it keeps Bob at bay, and Brian is totally on board with everything Feige is about. So he's a yes man. Marvel's next release, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, hits theaters on November 11th. So I want to know what the hell this woman's taking. So there you go. They want single women. If this is true, they want single women. Then you know what? This is going to fail. This is going to fail hard. This is a microcosm. This is a microcosm of what they want. The whole Megan Thee Stallion thing. The whole thing about that. They listen. The people you want to court, they don't buy stuff. The people that you think you're appealing to, you think this is new, they already buy it. They love superheroes. They love Iron Man. They love Captain America. They love Thor. Oh, yeah, but those are white. Like, so what? That they like it anyway. You don't need to appeal. If somebody likes something, you don't come along and say, yeah, let's change it. Why are you changing it? Oh, because we got to, because you like it and you're going to keep liking it. So we're going to make it appeal to someone else. No. You really think Captain People is really it's a microcosm of what's wrong. You tried and you failed. I was thinking Batman Beyond cartoon is better written than the current. Yeah, it is. It is. It's just papering up the cracks. Nobody's buying it. It's true. Sanguine Links is in the chat. How you doing? Freaking love Batman Beyond. So let's take a look at this. So Netflix, the bleeding is continuing at Netflix. Take this for what it's worth. It comes from Inverse. We're going to wrap pretty soon here, but let's take a look here. Because we've been going on for an hour, 12 minutes. Thank you for joining me. The whole thing is just very confusing, and there hasn't been much outreach to anybody. Animators say they're clueless and confused about HBO Max's cancellation. Ian Jones Cordy was sitting at home recovering from his SARS-CoV-2 when the phone suddenly started going wild. Fans flooded Twitter mentioning that the legendary animator who worked on Cartoon Network's classic Adventure Time and Steven Universe, decrying that the show he created, OKKO, Let's Be Heroes, would soon be removed from HBO Max. Jones Cordy was puzzled. Nobody from HBO had reached out to him about his superhero training show, which went viral on TikTok just the week prior. And none of the other shows he worked on were getting the same treatment. We are not sure about how the show being available to people was the problem in any way. Jones Cordy tells Inverse. OKKO, is this the right thing? Is this the right story? Okay, well, anyway, yeah, it is. OKKO was just one of 36 programs removed from HBO Max in late August, with 20 of those being children's programming or animated. Some of these programs are available on other streaming services like Hulu, though OKKO episodes are in the wrong order there, while others like Aquaman King of Atlantis and the Not Too Late Show with Elmo remain unwatchable through legal means. Looking at the wide breadth of all those shows that were taken off the service, it's hard to even see a through line between them. Jones Cordy says, we're just still not sure why some things were taken off and others weren't. The whole thing is very confusing, and there hasn't been much outreach to anybody. Inverse spoke to 3 animators who had their shows pulled. None of them were contracted by Warner Brothers. Warner's Discovery representatives before or after. I messed that up. Inverse spoke to 3 animators who had their shows pulled. None of them were contacted by Warner Brothers Discovery representatives before or after the show's removal, and all remained confused as to why it even happened. Warner Brother Discovery did not respond to our request for comment. A complicated merger. In April 2022, media giants Discovery and Warner Media merged into the new colossus Warner Brothers Discovery, finalizing a deal that had been in the talks since May of last year. David Zaslav, the CEO of Discovery since 2006, was tasked with saving the financially struggling business, specifically in cost-saving efforts by cutting $3 billion over the next 2 years. Soon, some of HBO's most anticipated shows and movies were put on the chopping block. Batgirl was unceremoniously scrapped, even though it was mostly complete, with 9-figure private production budgets. Variety reported it was to use the projects as tax write-offs. It's not like you get paid on residuals on a tweet mentioning your shows named 3 years ago. Warner Brothers Discovery has yet to confirm why any of these programs were canceled, removed, leading to rumors and speculation. Does it want to save paying creators residuals? Yes, my theory is yes. My gut instinct says yes. Something's got to be in their contracts about the number of streams. Are underperforming programs getting the axe? Well, they take up server space too. Or is it all completely random? Either way, it seems like the move may lose the company more money in the short term. Within just days of the removal, these shows, Warner Bros. Discovery, lost $20 billion in marketing cap. I don't know how that works. I don't know what marketing cap is. Admittedly, I'll have to look that up. Animators who had their projects canceled are worried that this meant what this meant for the future of streaming-only properties. Owen Dennis, who created Infinity Train, published a blog post shortly after it became public, speculating about what could possibly have happened. This is me worried. I think it has most people worried, fans and creators alike. Dennis tells Inverse, well, you don't want to work on something and have the rug pulled out from you, and you don't want to be invested in a program and have it go away. Dennis tells Inverse, okay, it seems though all of this is much more impermanent than fans and creators of this kind of art were led to believe. Well, that's why you have DVDs. That's why you use physical media. Infinity Train started off as an online pilot on Cartoon Network's YouTube page in 2016, but grew so popular that in 2019 it was greenlit as a series that lasted 4 seasons. The anthology series follows a group of young people as they travel through cars of a never-ending train, learning lessons about themselves along the way. Though it had a rocky development cycle and moved from Cartoon Network to HBO Max halfway through the series, Infinity Train always remained fairly popular with a devout fan base. In 2020, it was the fourth most used HBO Max original on the platform, according to The Observer. Oh, look at Dougie. Even compared with other shows, okay, this is how much for this? Okay, no. Oh, it actually keeps going on and on and on. Okay, Infinity Train special seems social media posts. All the social media posts, it's Spotify soundtrack, even YouTube pilot vanished. So everything is gone from Infinity Train. I've never seen that before. Not even cases where the shows have been taken down various streaming sites due to some kind of controversy. It's not like you get paid residuals on a tweet mentioning your show's name 3 years ago. I really don't know what the end game is here. Because, well, they want to bury it. That's the end game. They want to bury it. I've never seen anything like it before. HBO was once highbrow entertainment option. Oh, yeah. When I was a kid, it was higher brow. Where dragons could conquer Westeros, Sopranos could get whacked, or a New York City columnist could dish on her love life. Ugh. I remember when HBO would have guys like Sam Kinison on. But in a bloated market where every network seems to have its hand in the streaming wars, that quality has struggled to keep up. Yeah, because of saturation. Listen, you expand the more. It's like this in sports ball. When you expand, you dilute the talent pool. That's all it is. You expand the talent pool gets spread even thinner. Do you think guys were better now? Do you think guys are better baseball players now that there's 32 teams than there were when there was there's 30 teams. There are 30 teams than there was when there are 13 teams or 14 teams.
No, guys were better back then because it was more competitive. It was far more competitive. It was far more competitive when there was only 3 channels. Because you had to be a good writer. Yes, your show had to be better than what was on the other 2 networks at the same time. But still, you had to show your work. Granted, not everything was good. My Mother the Car, My Favorite Martian, Mr. The Talking Horse. Come on. Still, though, it was incredibly competitive. But in a blown apart, yeah, Circle Keep. Okay, being a launch title for HBO Max was something I wore like a badge of honor at the time. Mighty Magiswords creator Kyle Carrazza says, I'm sad to see it go from there, but it's hard to take so personally when the show was excised with big fan favorites of mine. Well, stop making animation like this. How about that? How about we start there? Let me see what this looks like here. Why? Why does it all look the same? Why does it all look the damn same? It's all this CalArts BS. Why you infantilize everything. It's probably because it's cheap. It's all this CalArts stuff. Mighty Magiswords started off as digital short about fantasy with magical weaponry, and eventually became 2-season show on Cartoon Network. It didn't have the same popularity as other shows, with Carrazza saying it was admittedly not a big success. Still, its removal came as a surprise. Did they really think people were going to be cool with this? Well, apparently. I understand branding, but I don't see what was gained by removing content, thus removing value from streaming services with nothing to replace it. The impermanence of these shows isn't just disturbing for their creators, but rather the whole industry at large. Individual animators who spent years on these projects no longer have work they can show on their portfolios. Well, you know what? You should have downloaded a couple episodes while you could have. Animation studios could start cutting back too. A domino effect caused by seemingly less hungry market for this type of content, paying dozens of artists to string together hundreds of different images until they create moving picture is costly and time consuming compared with the reality TV that made Discovery a powerhouse. Yeah, reality TV ruined a lot of things. Animation has already suffered heavily in the streaming wars. Netflix has canceled multiple projects after 1 season, and most recently ended production on 4 different animated projects before they were even released, according to Variety. Animation doesn't hold much value to the current businessman in charge, Carrazza said. Animation has survived worse than this, but do think the outrage is warranted. Though this state of affairs seems disheartening, the animation industry often goes through highs and lows. During World War II, Disney had to create films for the U.S. military just to avoid bankruptcy. The 80s brought a cavalcade of cheaply produced filmation shows to sell toys. This could be just another lull. I strongly believe the future animation is also bright. Dennis says, I think there are a lot of signs of the medium maturing and changing and becoming much more diverse than what it's offering. Well, start by not offering this. How about that? How about you start by not offering what looks like the same crap over and over again? How about start there? Start there. Oh, hey, Mr. MH, how you doing? Start there. Everything looks exactly the same. This Aquaman show. This Aquaman show looked similar. Seriously? Take a look. Look for yourself. Aquaman, King of Atlantis. This is. I understand it's for kids, but you don't use that as an excuse to make it bad. You really. You don't make it. Everything looks exactly the same, and they use this animation style probably because it's just cheap. It's flash animation. Up your game, guys. How about that? How about instead of complaining, oh, we got canceled, everything's removed. Up your game. Up your game. Okay, up your game. All right. So animation, the animated studios falling on hard times. Things are not well over HBO Max if you're an animator. But, you know, things are cyclical. Things are bound to turn around. Everything moves in cycles, you know. That's the thing. Everything kind of moves in cycles. So you weather this cycle, and you take a look at the next one, try to spot the trends. All right, now it is Wednesday. They haven't updated it yet, but let's take a look at some of the offerings on the Gibson Demo Shop. Now, for those, I used to do this every so often. For those unfamiliar with this, Gibson guitars, which I'm a big fan of, they have a reverb shop, and they put their, I guess you can call them seconds, stuff that's prototypes, stuff that maybe is one-off, things that were sort of demos. They were sent out and sent back. Sometimes little damaged goods like B stock. So let's take a quick look at what's going on. I haven't checked it out yet today, so let's take a quick look. Okay, we got Les Paul Custom. Okay, we got Lefty 335. That's actually pretty nice. Another Les Paul Custom 3 pickup model. Take a look at that a second. Okay, this is the pickup configuration on this is okay. Let me take a look here. The pickup configuration. What's wrong with this? Missing a toggle, missing color along toggle cavity finish. Okay, so it's an uneven finish. Uneven random swirls in the VOS treatment. Finish sides, light scuffs and scratches, uneven swirls. So it's scuffed. It's probably a demo. Uneven random swirls. So yeah, the finish isn't up to snuff here. So yeah, okay, looks pretty good though. Yeah, see, you get a little uneven finish here. They don't want anything going out unless it's absolutely perfect. Got a little ding there. It's not too big. It's nothing you wouldn't see on a used thing, on a used model. Asking quite a bit for it. So, all right, let's take another quick look at the custom shop, the demo shop rather. Stuff they cannot sell as is, so they let their luthiers go crazy. Yeah, pretty much. So, we got a Lefty TV yellow. Vintage original spec, standard reissue, another Les Paul custom, 42 Banner LG2. Vintage ebony. It's called this black ebony. USA Epiphone Casino. That's going to make someone very happy. Got a Les Paul Access, a traditional. Actually, that's pretty nice. Oh, that's unusual. Special double cut VOS Cobra Burst. It's got 2 humbuckers in it. Let me take a quick look at that. Here. Cobra Burst. Cobra. Oh wow, look at that. That's unusual. That is very unusual. It's fully bound. It's bound around it's got binding on the top. Look at that. But yeah, that's a very unusual piece. Got Grovers, it looks like. Yeah, Grovers. I'll make it really heavy.
Cosmetic defects, streaks near finish, finishing imperfections on the side horn, back finish, streaky effect, VOS effect. Okay, so let's get some finish. Scuffs and dents down the back of the neck, aged hardware pancake. Okay, so nice. It's nice. $4,000. Nice. It's getting little scuffs there. You said $4,000. Nice. Nah. So, okay, let's keep looking. Okay, this one's actually root beer gloss. That's interesting. Got a Culligan SG here. Got a gold reissue, $335. Got a modified 345. Got a vintage original spec, 57 Les Paul Jr. You can get one for half price, just a regular one. 335 figured, 60s cherry. That's actually nice. The block inlays are nice. Les Paul Standard 50s gold top. That's actually cool. 57 gold top. That's actually pretty cool reissue. I'm not sure if it's $4,000. $4,000 worth of reissue, but let's check out what we've got here on the next page. Reissue vintage natural. This is actually unburst. I don't know. Something about that I don't like. For the asking price, nah. 24, nah. 60s iced tea. That's actually kind of nice. That's the thing. A lot of stuff is kind of nice. Yeah, you really wouldn't buy it. 57 Les Paul single cut special. And you can just get the standard version for a lot less. For half the price. An SG modified, 50s gold top. That's actually kind of nice. $5,200 nice now. Epiphone Texan modified. They did a Paul McCartney signature model actually years ago. This used to be $400. I remember. $22.49. Nah. All right. 64 ES335 reissue. Nope. Like I said, I'm not seeing stuff. I'm seeing nice stuff, and nothing that really says, ooh, that's something somebody's really gonna enjoy. And we got here the final offering is 59 Les Paul Iced Tea Burst. Nice, but again, $4,600 nice? No. Anyway, okay, so that's the offerings. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. They're almost 800 Epiphone. Those are almost 600. Yeah. I watch Trogley every week. Go over to Gibson Shop, new stuff. Yeah. This is Rob's. For anyone who hasn't seen this, Rob is an expert with guitars and identifying whether they are good or have issues with them. I'm not really an expert, but I know, like I said, what I like and what I don't like. So, oh well. All right, everyone. Listen, I'm going to wrap it there. I've been going for 90 minutes. How do you like that? I've been keeping one eye on the Queen's funeral procession. They're giving her a salute with the 21 gun salute. And I got to say, let me tell you, this is something. I've never seen anything quite like this. I've never witnessed the passing of a monarch. So the closest thing I have as an analog is when Kennedy passed away. Kennedy was, and died in office. So, but anyway. All right, everyone. That'll be it for now. I will leave the stream up. Rob the expert, 10 more minutes. I'll leave the stream up for you so you can enjoy, so you can listen back. Everyone, have a good rest of your Wednesday. Have a good week. Have a good whatever you're having. No drinking, no driving. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Stay safe out there. We want everyone in our audience to be with us as long as possible. And everyone, we will catch you next time.